Hello guys, Sue Jerry speaking. Welcome to LJPCBM, episode number 853, and originally reacting to Purple Roads Podcast, episode number 84, something like that. I can't remember, but that's just me. But fortunately, the Purple Roads Podcast episodes will have to wait until further notice. Instead, I would like to react to OddGamer, episode 2, Hot Wheels Variety X. Now, remember I react to my reaction video to OddGamer Finding Nemo for the GameCube? Well, today for the 850th show, today I'm reacting to OddGamer Hot Wheels Variety X. So, there you go on that. So let's react to this beginning in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Hold on. Pause. Okay, my keyboard's messed up. Anyway. OddGamer and Hot Wheels Variety X. Continue on. I just misspoke the words. Anyway. Written by Lucas Bradley. Okay. Makes sense. Title designed by Nolan B. Okay. Directed by Lucas Bradley. Okay. That makes more sense.
Hello, Internet viewers. I'm the Fairly Odd Gamer. Let me take you back to your childhood when you had no homework and lots of free time.
Okay.
What would you do? Well, besides playing video games, what other toy would you play with?
Hot Wheels.
Legos, it could be Barbie, it could be just about anything.
Yeah.
Me, it was Hot Wheels. Made by Mattel in 1968, it was made as competition for the popular toy series Matchbox.
Wow.
In 1997, when Mattel bought the company that made Matchbox, Leslie Products. It was originally intended for children and young adults, but would later become popular to adult collectors.
Ooh.
They own 2 Hot Wheel sets, the Skydunk in promotion for the Speed Racer live-action movie, and Octoblast.
Okay. Jesus.
At the height of its success, lots of video games were made based on the franchise, such as Hot Wheels on the Commodore 64, Turbo Racing on Nintendo 64, as well as
PS1, okay.
Stunt Driver games. But the one Hot Wheels game that stood up to me the most was Hot Wheels Velocity X, or as it's known in Europe, Maximum Justice.
Okay. Makes sense.
Similar to Finding Nemo, Hot Wheels Velocity X was another game I first played for the GameCube, only it was much more fun to play. I love the design of the levels and how each car is replicated in the game to match the original design.
Okay.
Not only that, but I also enjoy being able to perform stunts to earn points.
Okay.
But seeing that it has a story mode, I'm going to tackle that first before talking about the gameplay.
Okay.
That being said, let's begin.
Okay. Poof. Okay.
As the game boots up, we see that it was once again published by THQ.
If you watch this Billion remix, THQ from Wheel of Fortune Germany for the Wii, things like that. Continue on.
Developed by Beyond Games, and was one of the last games to be made as a company.
Okay.
We then get a boot up video, almost like a mini trailer. Drive like you never imagined. Hot Wheels Velocity X.
Okay.
Let's start with Adventure Mode, which is considered to be the story mode of the game.
Okay.
We're off in a hideout where we see Sigma from Mega Man X.
Okay.
Oh, so that's what he does when not fighting Mavericks.
Okay.
However, instead of flying to destroy X and Zero, he gathers up data on driver profiles, including the game's protagonist, Max Justice, a 17-year-old Class A stunt driver with the aid of his father, Dr. Peter Justice.
Wow.
Justice. So Sigma challenges Max to a race against some whacked-up guy named Nitro Burn.
Wow. Okay.
So we finally see Max, whose voice you might be familiar with.
Some kids play basketball after school. I have a reputation to defend. Dude, you are one seriously crazed up Fruit Loop.
That's right, it's Danny Phantom from Danny Phantom.
Wow.
Fun fact, this game came out in 2002, and that was 2 years before Danny Phantom got on the air. And
Wow.
Max gets scenarios as invented and speeds his way back home.
I'm going ghost!
Well, I need to turn that down. At least. I guess.
After seeing a snippet of the boot up video with a car literally flying by the foreground, Max makes his way back to the Hot Wheels building as he sees the place bombed and robbed. He then rides to Gearhead. And what is Gearhead?
that is one of Dad's gizmos.
I see. Also,
Yeah.
is it just me, or does this intro feel like a cold opening to a Danny Phantom episode?
Can't tell if he got away. I know one thing though. Somebody's messing with the wrong family.
Wow. What the? Oh my god.
Anyway, we get a security breach message that the engineering
Oh,
plant
man.
is intruded.
Blasted second-rate security system.
And it's up to Max to figure out who is behind the security breach.
If I run across any of those guys, I'll take them out on the way to Dad's lab.
After disabling some enemy cars, Max makes it to the engineering plant where it then explodes. Meanwhile,
Wow.
Gearhead has detected another bomb, only now in the Hot Wheels tire factory.
This time, grab it and get rid of it before it goes off.
So Max grabs the bomb and drops it off at the abandoned building.
Don't worry, it's been scheduled for demolition anyway.
After the building explodes,
Huh.
we find that this simple break-in was actually a full-out robbery, which is far worse than expected. How
Okay.
exactly?
Video footage shows Conrad Nitro burning his game planting that first bomb and then driving off in our cars. We
Wow.
also lost a bunch of computer disks referring to a Velocity X project and some prototype car your dad was working on.
Wow,
Wow.
that is terrible.
It is terrible
It turns out
indeed.
that Nitro has the disc and offers Max to race them. For a price, of course.
Just borrow over some dough to cover your end of the bet, and the winner gets to keep the discs.
We finally see Dr. Justice, who made arrangements with the bank to supply the money for Nitro's bet, which later gets stolen by one of Nitro's henchmen. Max
Yeah.
destroys the henchman, takes the money, and drives away with it. After sending the money to Nitro, Max manages to beat Nitro in the race. But there's one little problem, though. Even
Okay.
though Nitro gave him the cash in the car,
I don't have the discs, like, on me. I was told to take them over to the refinery in Turbine Sands. Take it or leave it, I'm out of here.
You idiot! How could you do this?
so Nitro goes to the arena, and once again Max is off to find out who's behind this nonsense.
Well, okay, but every transistor in my body says
It's a trap.
Max is by the way. And Dr. Justice tells his son Max about Velocity X and what these discs contain. Now, instead of boring you through a long monologue, I will instead summarize this in one sentence. The discs contain a formula for super fuel. The stolen prototype car can turn invisible for short periods of time, which never happens. And it uses uranium as its power source.
Okay.
Simple as that.
Yep.
However, before getting the uranium, Max has to stop a train that leaves the area situated near an unstable rock formation. Who's the engineer? Dr. Eggman?
Wow. Wow.
The train by ramming toward the rocks and retrieves the uranium after destroying more power pistons. He then encounters backroad Belcher, who looks like an obese hillbilly.
I told y'all you was gonna be roadkill. Nah, you's got something I want. Let's talk trade.
Jesus.
An obese redneck. He looks like someone that Jeff Foxworthy can make fun of.
Perhaps we agree
Wow.
to a little driving challenge for it. Game of desert chicken in order.
Woo. Wow.
Honestly, an easy target for ridicule. And the mission is set up like this. Bring the uranium to Belcher and beat Belcher back to the downtown area only to have his car destroyed.
Well, I guess that plan backfired, huh?
So Belcher brings up that Max's girlfriend, Sparky Hendricks, was wandering around Crankshaft Bay, probably getting into trouble.
I should have been a toaster.
Jesus. Why?
Look who's checking in. It's your girlfriend, Max.
Now, I would call this scene chit-chat, but there's much more vital information throughout this conversation. Sparky tells Max that while driving around Crankshaft Bay, she found fragments of what is supposed to be a map. Anything else I need to know about them?
Well, the papers have names. Dr. Peter Justice and some other guy, a funny name. Otto von Diesel.
Oh boy.
Of all the dumb luck. I think the girl is actually onto something.
You can say that again.
Okay.
It turns out that these fragments were left on the roller coaster in case Sparky got spotted. So Max gets the map fragments from the roller coaster, and yes, that is the roller coaster on the box art. As he
Wait. Hold up. Hold on, I can't turn it down. But roller coaster like this kind of reminds me of the Disneyland Fun. You know, where it kind of like trains or something like that. I don't know. That way is the game, but that's just me. Continue on.
roller coaster on the box art, as he protects Sparky from ongoing enemy cars. Actually, before we move on, let's talk about the hub worlds themselves. The areas look pretty amazing, and each area gets you in the mood to race or battle. Monument City gives you the feeling of driving around in a rural downtown city. Turbine Sands has a desert vibe in the Old West, and Crankshaft Bay looks like it's located in the heart of San Francisco. seriously, every time I drive by the bridge, I expect to hear the theme of Full House.
Whoa! Wow! Jesus.
Now, where was I? Oh, yes. Sparky makes her way back home safe and sound as Dr. Justice tells Max to receive a data disk while leaving the lab. But Max has to get it quickly because Otto managed to get the coordinates as well with the assistance of some robot named Metacog. The name Metacog is never mentioned in the game. I know it's because it's only seen in the game's credits.
Wow.
Just want to point that out. So Max retrieves the data disk and has to protect some random car from enemy cars. Apparently this random car, which is a maelstrom by the way, has a data cube with backup files for the Velocity X project. While Dr. Justice departs for a while, another baddie appears. Enter Fastlane for Scotty, a seductive woman with a glittery purple fetish. She challenges Max to race after disabling 2 enemy vehicles. Gearhead analyzes the fragments of the roller coaster and reveals to be a map of Burnout Glacier.
Looks like a meeting is gonna happen with a group of lowlifes, and Otto is with them.
Finally, we get to hear the backstory on who Otto Von Diesel is and how this relates to the game itself. It turns out that Otto Von Diesel was the Sigma lookalike I mentioned from the beginning of the game, but in actuality, he was a founding member of the Hot Wheels engineering team started by Max's father. They used to be partners and worked together on many different projects with advanced technology.
Until Otto was dismissed for bypassing safety procedures.
At the same time, Gearhead manages to hack into Otto's communication system and find out what the next plan is.
Rocket's telemetry established. Targeting systems locked on Burnout Glacier. Encased volcano determined dormant. Determination of successful activation of volcano based on double rocket impact. Positive.
The name Burnout Glacier in terms of level design speaks for itself. A majority of this world has ice and frost, but the main aspect is the volcano, which explains why this world is called Burnout Glacier.
Wow.
Anyway, Max follows Otto to the rockets, in which Max was able to disarm. And what was the reason for this?
Otto knows that volcanic gases are a necessary ingredient for the superfuel I was working on. He tried to force an eruption to capture those gases, but Max foiled that plan.
So what is other options that Otto have? Jesus.
Apparently their next step is to take the gas collection canister used for other experiments. But another problem faces them. A creepy alien airhead named Simon Slick DeLuca.
Oh boy. Here we go.
You've become quite the pest here.
Hold on. A ripoff of Darth Vader? Jesus. Continue on.
Ex-Justice. Quite the best.
Oh boy.
But Max is willing to wager the gas canister for a way to Otto's hideout and willingly agrees to the bet. Max drives to the volcano, which looks incredible by the way, retrieves the gas canister, and disables Slick in battle. And by stroke of luck, he finds a map to Otto's hideout. Meanwhile, Gearhead was able to analyze the data cube and tells Dr. Justice the good news.
Okay.
I finished analyzing the data cube. This data is unbelievable.
What we gathered so far is that the prototype car contains excessive speeds and light warping properties of invisibility, which leads to one surprising conclusion.
You could use the new prototype car for time travel?
Oh boy.
I researched into this formula years ago because of the terrible risks associated with altering time.
What would Otto use it for?
Oh, I don't know, go back in time and change history?
My guess is that he wants revenge by eliminating our production of Hot Wheels cars.
Duh. However, Otto still needs the temporal transmission in order to complete his plan. Anyway, he comes across Dr. Wily, Rupert Jacoby. You know what, let's just call him Dr. Wily. So Dr. Wily challenges Max to race for the Velocity X formula as well as the temporal transmission.
Max, I have a bad feeling about this. Rupert was Otto's best driver.
Thanks, Obi-Wan. So Max retrieves the temporal transmission, destroys 4 power boxes, and manages to beat Rupert in the race. And how does Wily cope with his loss?
Ah, yes. Here are your discs. However, with the time you spent racing me, those 2 kind gents in your temporal transmission are probably just about at Otto's lair by now. Summary, Max?
Wait, is that Tim Curry voicing him? I don't know. Continue on.
Oh, again. Please tell your dad goodbye for me.
Wow. I mean, wow. I thought Nitro was the idiot, but this man, that is the most idiotic person I've ever seen in a video game. What was it that Knox said in 89 Batman?
What a dick.
That's the one. It turns out that Otto's gang is headed to Monument City's underworld, which turned out to be a sewage level.
Wow.
Pretty fitting for a final world. We see that Otto's gang is compiled with every person who Max has either raced against or disabled in earlier levels. I say it's a boss rush, but it's more of revisited enemies. Anyway, Max disables Otto's gang as Gearhead finishes the analysis of Slick's map to Otto's hideout, which happens to be heavily fortified. After all this, we finally meet our main antagonist, the not Sigma himself, Otto von Diesel.
Yeah.
And he reinstates what we already know.
I will soon be going back in time, where I can finally erase you, your father, and all Hot Wheels cars from ever existing.
Wow.
Deja vu.
However,
Exactly.
it turns out that Otto made copies of the stolen files. Also, while Max was retrieving the data disk, Otto was constructing the time machine.
Yeah.
With the cliche of every villain, maniacal laughter.
Exactly.
Max, we really couldn't have done it without you.
Maniacal laugh.
It's not even funny,
So
Otto.
it looks like it's up to Max to destroy Otto's hideout and Otto once and for all.
We'll be waiting here for you.
Max disables Rupert for the final time, retrieves a so-called
Fully charged gadget.
and destroys Otto's base. Otto begins to drive away while Max chases him. With a few blasts of the gadget, Otto is destroyed along with the prototype car.
Goodbye forever, Max.
Wow.
Surprisingly enough, everything has returned to normal, with Dr. Justice continuing his research and Max returning to race in the prototype car with Sparky by his side. Unfortunately, Otto broke out of jail, but Gearhead interrupts Max to get the car back for analysis.
When
Wow.
we said to take it for a test drive, we didn't mean you should go racing around all the time in the city.
Don't you mean Crankshaft Bay? Whatever. Max's race begins and performs a few stunts that you probably wouldn't do in the game. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the story mode of Hot Wheels Velocity X, showing in theaters while listening to the Hungarian Rhapsody. Now that the story's out of the way, let's move on to the gameplay.
Wow.
You always start by choosing a vehicle as well as the weapon. How you unlock more cars and weapons? Well, more on that later.
Yeah.
You move by holding the acceleration button and drive with the control stick. You can even perform stunts by driving into a ramp and moving the control stick around. Every time you successfully land a stunt, you earn stunt points. You can even perform somersaults by pressing the L and R buttons.
Wow.
Combine those with the control stick, you can pull off some of the most amazing stunts in a Hot Wheels car.
Wow.
You activate a weapon by pressing the Y button and can even switch weapons with the Z button. You
Wow.
can even charge up your weapon by earning stunt points or collecting these stunt point molecules.
Okay.
My biggest concern in regards to control is turning the car itself. Depending on what car you choose, the turning can be stiff at times. Tapping the brake button helps, but not by much. It's even worse when trying to weed through obstacles. Speaking of which, let's talk about the gameplay and adventure mode. You're given objectives to complete a mission and asked to follow the arrow shown on top of the screen to the desired destination. Sometimes your destination is shown by a green glowing light that shows what you're looking for or where you need to go. Sometimes your marker has you to pick up a certain item and carry it to another part of the area. My only problem is that while carrying the item, you can't use your weapon unless an enemy car rams into you.
Exactly.
Good idea. Why not use your weapon while carrying your item? That at least would be easier to handle. Now let's talk about the problem with the obstacles I mentioned a moment ago. You have a time limit for each objective, and running into obstacles such as barrels and red clocks subtract your time. However, you gain time by driving by these green clocks. However, the worst obstacles in this game are these bombs from the underworld levels. I know Gearhead said that the hideout is heavily fortified, but I didn't know it was armed with explosives. If you drive into a bomb or even drive by its range, the bomb explodes, costing a third of your armor. Oh, did I mention you have an armor meter on the right side of your screen? Think of it as a health meter. By the way, there is a weapon called armor repair. Activating it gets your car back to full armor. So heed my advice. If you want to complete the 2 underworld levels, especially the last mission, then choose armor repair as your main weapon. It can make things much easier for you. And want to know what the meter on the left determines? Your car's ability to boost. If you double tap the acceleration button, you can make your car boost for a period of time. And like your weapon, it can easily be recharged by gaining stunt points. Oh, and completing missions unlock cars and even new areas to explore.
Yeah.
Speaking of unlocking stuff, let's move on to the challenge mode. You endure a total of 18 challenges consisting of arriving at the checkpoint, collecting gears, destroying crates, avoiding orange barrels, and even earning enough stunt points. Completing a challenge lets you unlock weapons, additional tracks, and even cars can be unlocked. Completing all challenges gets you a stunt driving license. And if you manage to complete the last challenge on the hardest difficulty, you unlock the laser upgrade. In actuality, it's the Quantum Annihilator for the last level in adventure mode. Now let's talk about the other modes. I'm not going to explain much about them because they're pretty much self-explanatory. In Drag Race, you race against other cars to the finish line, and Battle Mode has you disable other cars. But I'm not done yet. There's one more mode that I want to talk about. and it is by far my favorite mode in the entire game. So with that said, let's talk about the Joyride mode. Joyride mode lets you free roam around the area, and it's one of the only game modes that does not have a time limit. You
That's
can
good.
unlock cars by finding a hidden key or collecting 10 hidden gears scattered around the area. So is Hot Wheels Velocity X still a good game? Well, even though the game received mixed reviews, I still think it's a... Come in!
Hey, Gamer!
Oh, hey, Alex, what's up?
Nothing much. Just got back from a surfing trip. I am a surfing dog, you know.
Really? I didn't know there was surfing here.
Well, there is.
Huh. Maybe I should look into that.
Yeah, you should. So, what you been up to lately?
Oh, I just finished Hot Wheels Velocity X.
Nice!
Wow.
What'd you think of it?
Well, despite the game's reviews, I find this game underrated and underappreciated. It's still an enjoyable game despite its flaws.
Yeah, still.
I love the aesthetics of the cars and driving world, and even the weapons are cool to use. The music in this game is amazing, and yes, I forgot to cover the music in the review, but there's still good tracks, especially the driving world. And while I don't play through the drag race or battle modes often, I still enjoy the Joyride mode because it lets you explore around the world and even discover some unfamiliar areas. So overall, Hot Wheels Velocity X is a pretty good game because not only its story, but also the variety of gameplay that makes it more special than other racing games.
Whoa. I might even think about playing it at some point.
Sure. Why not now?
I'd love to, but there is one thing I need to know.
Okay. What's that?
What are you gonna do with those Hot Wheels boxes? Come to think of it, after a long day of surfing, I feel like taking a nap.
Okay, you can have on my bed if you like.
Aw, thanks, dude.
Wow. That was nice of you.
Well, with Huck's napping, I guess I'll have to take down these boxes myself.
Okay, makes sense.
Wait a minute. I have a better idea. I wish these boxes were back downstairs where they belong.
Wow.
Huh. You can't say cleaning is easy unless you have a bit of magic by your side. I'm the Fairly Odd Gamer, and I wish you good luck for the rest of your day or night, wherever you are. Take care, everyone.
So that was Hot Wheels Velocity X, Fairly Odd Gamer. What do I think about this episode? I think it was amazing. Oh my god, I love this episode. I have seen, I like just like the Finding Nemo one. Pause myself, hang on. Danny Fan, of course, you have, not Nickel and Viacom. These, Hot Wheels, of course, you have Mattel. Hot Wheels Velocity X, of course, you have THQ and Bond Games. All these movies involved in their federal orders. Exactly. Continue on. And, yeah. Yeah, I have to agree with that 100%. And, yeah. LBP Productions and so that was, that one. It was amazing. Although, successful episode overall. And, yeah, I don't want to get too copyright on YouTube, but that's just me, of course. So, there you go. And, yeah, it was great fun to see that review, no less. And that was LJPCBM episode number 853. Hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned for the next one. It's going to be Fairly Odd Gamer. Just some Sonic the Hedgehog episode. Which is, of course, I'm talking about Fairly Odd Gamer episode 3. Basically about Sonic Riders. Now, excuse me, I gotta get some blood. I gotta see if I can hit my snack ray to react to Sonic Riders episode, and then I'll be getting ready for lunch. Till next time, Sue Jefferson, bye, peace out, baby. We'll give away LJPCBM, guys, be soon. Till then, just out. See ya.
Giving on to me, this life I'll never take for granted. And given all the time I failed to really understand it, I never sought to meet the maker of reality, the one who gave the life that which is always happening. But I tried all the time. Why me? Why was I the one to see things as I do under the moonlight and the sun? Perception is the question, and the giver holds the key.